It's Bella Flavor and Code from AriasFireAstrology.com. I'm gonna make a video on the 12th house today. I'm my thoughts are all over the place about this house, so it's gonna be a little bit of rambling on. I hope I can make sense of it for you, but my thoughts are on in just the 12th house itself. And I wanted to talk a little bit about synastry also, because I was just thinking about some things like whenever something kind of hits me or whatever to explain something in a certain way, that's when I want to make a video about it. So it kind of did. So we'll see if I can make sense out of this for you. But on my website, AriasFireAstrology.com, I have already put for synastry this ascendant, sun, and moon house triggers. Whenever your ascendant sign is whatever it is, and then someone's moon or sun triggers its 12th house, then to a lesser extent your ascendant sign will trigger that moon or sun person's second house, which is on here. Whenever your ascendant, sun, and moon has a certain house trigger, the other person's in synastry has one also. So that's what this is about. So just to let you know what that is. Excuse me, I have to fix my hair a little bit here. Sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna start with synastry first because I wanna get my thoughts across to you before I forget what I was thinking. So in synastry, in the house triggers, whenever your 12th house is triggered, I wanted to explain what I was thinking. Okay, so I already made another video about this, but I'm just gonna, I'll probably talk more about just the 12th house in itself in this video than synastry. But anyway, so the 12th house is giving, it's the house that is a karmic debt. You have to pay it back to someone. You either have someone that you have to be giving towards, with your time, or just like love, or like money, or actual tangible things like that, or whatever you can possibly give to a person. Obviously, that's what that's about. So you either are in debt to the person because you have to be nice to them and give to them for some reason, because it's just what the 12th house is, because it's a karmic house. Maybe I was thinking sometimes in life it could either go like the person that you're being given to is either kind of like a victim kind of a person, which this isn't always the case. Because what I want to say about this 12th house thing has nothing to do with being a victim, because what I want to talk about is the opposite of that. Because people screw this house over so bad in their conversations, like in relating to each other, because they don't know what it's all about when this is happening. Let's say if, especially me, my moon sign is Pisces, which is the 12th house, which Pisces is giving. But there's a difference between being codependent and dependent, or codependent or not. Sorry. I'm not the type of person that is codependent is gonna like let you walk all over me for no good reason. Like, I used to be growing up, because why wouldn't I be? Everyone is, unless they know better, unless they've learned their lessons and they, don't let someone do that to them. Tons of people on this planet are, because it has to do with energy too, which is something we all have, which we all have low and high energy sometimes, some more than others maybe, because like life happens a certain way for people, and lessons you learn are lessons you learn like at different times in your life that someone else hasn't at the moment, law of attraction stuff. So it just depends on the person who's giving, who's receiving, or if they both are, because if your 12th house is triggered and you're giving to me, I'm probably going to be giving back too, because I have 3 planets, personal planets out of 5 in Pisces, so I'm already that way to begin with. But it doesn't mean you're codependent or that I am. 2 people or 1 person can be, but it doesn't have to mean that. So that's not what the 12th house is about. The 12th house simply, for one thing, is just giving. That's it. It doesn't mean you're codependent, which is what people like to screw over about the 12th house. It means it's a giving house. It means you have a reason. The 12th house, it's a karmic thing. You're not the one to decide this, like the universe does. And that's all there is to it. Whoever comes across you in your life, whatever, if your 12th house is triggered by them and you're giving to them, that's not up to you. That's all there is to it. Even though people like to say a bunch of stuff, I could make a gazillion hour video on things, but I never get done talking about it. But anyway, so you either have a debt to pay to someone because maybe you need to learn to be giving, or the other thing, maybe the other person was giving to someone else, and then now it's their turn to have someone be giving to them. So that's what that's about. So anyway, without going on bunting a trail about this and getting sidetracked and confusing, I'll just stop there with that. But that's a little bit of my thoughts on that. Yeah, it's a giving house. It's not the house of you being stupid or someone else being stupid or codependent. That's not what it is. Pisces is neither in itself. Like, Pisces can be naive. It doesn't mean every person that has Pisces in their birth chart is going to be, which in this next part of the video, in just what the 12th house is, I will explain what I just said. So anyway, I'll do that now. Okay, so the 12th house is the invisible house. It's the house of Pisces, Neptune, and Jupiter. The 9th house is Jupiter also, but Jupiter and Neptune rule Pisces. So anyway, but it's a lot of like Neptune stuff. So the 12th house, it's the invisible house. It's the house of like hidden things. Since it's the Pisces house, it's a psychic house. It's like if your moon is in the 12th house, you're like a moon and Pisces person. It's like the same thing. You can feel vibes and emotions and stuff from people. Like, like if 2 people over there somewhere are having some kind of a, like, anyway, yeah. two people across the room, not you, you know, not in your space, whatever, are in some kind of a conversation where there's emotions and energy and vibes going on, good or bad, like, stressed or calm or, happy or, angry, whatever, or, just, whatever it is. That moon in Pisces person, or the moon in the 12th house person, which is really what this is about, that person can tell what's going on with them. So it's a really psychic house. It's like, yeah, behind the scenes kind of things going on that you really can't tell. It's the house of like asylums and hospitals, also that kind of stuff going on. So the thing I want to talk about the 12th house, it's the invisible house. Wait a minute. So what I was saying about before, let me just finish that, about what I just said in the synastry part of this video that I wanted to talk about. Now I'm forgetting. Crap. Okay. So I think I was talking about being codependent or not. The 12th house being the, no. Okay, so I don't know. Never mind. I lost my thoughts. So anyway, we'll just talk about what I was gonna say before. Okay, so the 12th house is the invisible house. It's the house, like, whenever this house is like tricky to explain also, which is what the 12th house is. It's that kind of a thing with the 12th house. It makes you feel that way. It's the invisible house, like a Neptune, kind of like the dreaming, like, slips away, from you, like, it's kind of, you can't kind of grasp it, like, yeah, that kind of thing. So whenever this is one of the houses that I've always had a hard time thinking about what it means and how I would explain it. But some thoughts just came to me just recently when I was doing some research lately. So now I thought I should explain it before I forget it again, because that's what the 12th house does to you. Once you think you, like, get a grip on it and understand it, then it's like, and then you don't somehow. Like, that's what the 12th house is all about. Like, kind of, in your head or out there somewhere, like deep down inside of you somewhere, or out there somewhere where you can't get a grasp of what it really is about. So and the 12th house, whenever you have planets in the 12th house, it's like you have a hard time understanding what's going on with that. It's that kind of a house. It's like, what I'm talking about right now, like, that's the big feeling you get with the 12th house. Like, it's hard to, like, get a grip of on what the meaning is. That's, like, really, each astrologer is going to have their own, like, video about it. So this is mine. That's what I think it's about. But it's, like I said, it's the giving house. It's the, and for synastry also, I should have mentioned, whenever the karma runs out, whenever you're giving to someone at first, if you're in a relationship, if you stay in it, not that the 12th house is just going to control that, but anyway, there has to be, a bunch of things, whether you stay together or not. And then whenever this karmic stuff runs out and the giving part of it runs out, you're both gonna be giving then. Like, it'll be equal give and take, because it's karma, so karma always runs out. So then things get balanced out again, and you don't feel like it's some karmic thing going on anymore, really. So anyway, yeah, it's the house of like psychic things going on, and like I said, like asylums and stuff. So really kind of, psychological things can happen with this house. Um, let me see. So what's the time on here? Let me see. It's the house like where it's like the end of something. It's whenever you have um let me see. Let me just go double check some words here. I'll be right back and get something. I want to get my astrology book and check something. Um, okay, so I'm studying to be certified maybe someday, or maybe do my own professional certifying people thing on my own or something. I'm a really kind of an entrepreneur kind of a person. So anyway, I think, let me see, just want to check the house. It's like when there's kind of like groups of houses, like the beginning or end of, these groups of houses. And I just wanted to check this one word because I don't just always talk about the houses like these certain kind of words. I think it's cadent house. I have it on my website, and I don't always have all these certain words memorized for some reason. But I just wanted to double check because it can help you understand. Kind of get my Mercury in Capricorn or something. Even though I know what some things are and stuff, it's not that I don't know something. It's just that I always get some things mixed up sometimes for some reason. Yeah. Okay, so here. Cadent House. And that's what it is. Okay. 3, 6, 9, and 12 are the Cadent houses, in case you were wondering. Anyway, I always know 1, 4, 7, and 10 are the angle houses, but the other ones I always kind of get mixed up for some reason. Okay, anyway, I just want to check that word just because it bugs me if I say the wrong word, and I don't know, I'm kind of like a perfectionist somehow in some ways. Anyway, so it's a cadent house. It's like that ending of, like 1 through 12, like, at the end, Pisces. Then goes to the first house, which is about yourself. So anyway, yeah. Pisces also is all 12 zodiac signs. So that's what the 12th house is too about, like, especially like if you have the moon there or Pisces in the 12th house, which I don't, so Anyway, but it's easy to understand though enough. I mean, Pisces is the whole zodiac. So yeah, I just wanted to tell you that too. If you're if you have Pisces in that house, or if you have Moon there, or if you have a planet in Pisces there, or something, it's gonna have that kind of feel to it too. You know, like the whole zodiac, like um, that kind of like you know, feeling of Neptune stuff, like or the invisible thing, like no boundaries, like you know, you're all 12 and like you don't really know what is what sometimes whenever you're trying to figure out, like, you know, if you're I'm serious, like, especially since I have the 3 personal planets in Pisces. I am the whole zodiac especially in those planets, which is the 12th house in itself. Anyway, it is the Pisces house. So whenever you're talking about the 12th house, you're talking about the whole zodiac, and especially in like if your 12th house is in like a mutable sign, which is changeable, that can be really kind of, you know, like that whole, you know, 12th house feeling to it, like you don't know what is what sometimes. But what I was saying is, yeah, you can be like in like your Mars, that's energy and stuff, aggression and passion. Like it can be passionate in a good way or bad. It's not all bad or something, but you can be in 12 moods, you know, just in, you know, like, you know, in the time of like an hour or less, or you know, I mean, it depends on what's going on. Maybe, you know, like 12 minutes, especially if your sun sign or something is a mutable sign. But anyway, so yeah, it's like the whole zodiac sign, the whole zodiac. I mean, the 12th house can be, especially in invisible things, like, you know, whenever you're talking about all these kind of 12th house things, you know, you're the whole zodiac. You know, it can be confusing, really. Like I said before, the big thing about this house that I want to get across to you is that it's like it's hard to get a grasp on what it is. So that's how it can be like the whole zodiac too, like, you know, the Neptune no boundaries kind of thing. Like it's all kind of mixed together, and you don't know what is what. But especially if you have planets in the 12th house, which I don't, so you know, I don't personally personally experience this, but it's like I said, you don't, you know, it's kind of hard to understand what's going on with it, you know, if it, with the planet in the house or whatever. Um, so yeah, basically that's what it's about. Wanted to make my own video about this, so I didn't do like tons of research on this, like about other videos, what the 12th house is about, like other astrologers, their own spin on it, like something that is a little bit different from my video on the 12th house. So I'm not gonna just like repeat what everybody else says, because that's boring. So anyway, I guess I'll just end this video here about the 12th house. So yeah, if you want to comment on this video or add something to it in the comments on YouTube, feel free and tell me what you think, you know. or if you have a question or something, or whatever. So yeah, I guess that's it for now, and stay tuned for more videos from me.